Howdy folks, now I'm just doing a few jobs on the FW. As you know, there's a few little niggly jobs want doing, mainly wiring jobs. I'm just about to start or finish work on the horn. Horn wasn't working, so I'm just sorting that out, and I thought it was a good opportunity just to do a bit of a walk round on it. So anyway, let's get stuck into it. So first job is get the bonnet open, which in itself is a fair job. Big old step up, it's a good job I'm tall. And when these were built in the 80s, well, late 70s, you had to be mega fit because there's no assistance with this bonnet at all, and it's all steel, weighs a ton. So you really have to, I would say that's like lifting 20k, 25k, probably a bit more. So it's got the first stage there if you're just working on the engine normally. But you can also pull the lever and let it go all the way, which is what we want to do because the horn's in the front. So lift it a little bit, pull the lever out, and then the bonnet will go all the way. And there's a stop on it just to stop it going all the way on the floor, like that. But yeah, it's like 6mm steel. Chunky old bonnet, not like today's bonnets. So these bits of steel here are your bonnet stops. So that indent there is the first stage when it's at 45 degree. And you can see on the other side there's a bit of steel weld on top, so it can't go all the way. Same this side, so you've got both each side. But that's it. Hinges down here, and that is your lot. Well, so there's not many tractors about that you can actually get inside the engine bay, but the FW is one of them. So, and you can actually sit down. It's actually a real nice little seat here. So here we've got all the cooling packs, actually on pivots as well. So there's your pivots down there. Got the wing nuts there. They want a bit of oil, one either side. Spin them. There's your tether cable. So then that will all slide forwards towards the cameras for cleaning. But you see it's in you know, expected condition. It's actually clean, very clean. You can see through all the fins. But there's the odd bit of damage. There's going to be a lot. But yeah, so that is your cooling pack, and obviously it needs to be a fair cooling pack because it's a fair engine in there. It's a 14.8 litre Cummins engine, known as the 903, which is its cubic capacity. So obviously a V8. In the 30 series, it is naturally aspirated, i.e. no turbo. On the 60, which was, you know, I'm talking about UK machines here at the minute. So the 30 and the 60 were offered in the UK. The 30 being, obviously this is a 30 without the turbo. The 60, exactly the same setup, everything like that. But it was equipped with a turbo, which was bolted in just there. So that's what gives you the extra horsepower of the 60, which was 335, I believe. So that's basically pretty much the only difference. A few other little differences, but that's pretty much the only difference between the 30 and the 60 is the horsepower. Right, so here is our replacement horn. This is actually a horn I had left over from the Christmas tractor run. When me and Mackie, you remember we had the Deutz-Fahr, I think it was an 8280, and we rigged the rigged the horn up because you've got to have a decent horn. Like a lot of the modern tractors come with a meep. Actually, the one on here did work to a point, but not very well. But it was again a meep, and that's just not suitable for a tractor as big as the FW. So I thought, I've got this horn, we'll wire it up. It comes with its own, obviously, its own compressor. So no bother there. Just a bracket fixed exactly where the other one was. I just need to I did earth it into that bracket, but there's not good enough earth there because it's going through the pivot basically. So I'm going to go back onto that earth. There is where the original horn was. So I'm just going to take this earth cable off, new one onto that bolt, and then we'll have some proper horns. So get that done. Right, horn test. Yeah, it works. That's more like it, isn't it? That's a lot better than a meep for a tractor of this scale. Right, so before we shut the bonnet up, the other thing that is sometimes mounted in here, as you can see by the big round circle and the 4 bolt holes, is there's a hydraulic motor that goes on the front here, run off the engine, and that provides power to a PTO on the back. So it's a hydraulic drive PTO you can get on these, not mechanical drive, so not really very useful. Even if this had one on it, you wouldn't be able to measure the engine horsepower of it because they're offered in 2 sizes. The 540 speed variant is 50 horsepower and the 1000 speed PTO is 100 horsepower. So they're good for running, I don't know, hydraulic motors for drill fans, that sort of thing, but nothing, you know, nothing major at all. So yeah, so they're not really an option. A shame, because I would have loved to have dynoed it, but talking to a few people, they did give the ones that were fitted with them, almost none of them worked now because they were not the best design in the world. But we haven't got that issue. We haven't got it, so we haven't got that issue. Anyway, let's get this bonnet folded back. Not a workout. So to shut, you just have to simply bench press it from here, and it is hard work. Again, that's like 40, 50k, something like that. And it'll go and it'll just drop into the little indent, just like that. Before we shut it completely, we'll have a quick look at the engine and what we've got up here. So we'll have seen that before. That is the issue that caused the fire. Well, it's a replacement for the issue that caused the fire a few weeks ago. That red thing is the start-stop solenoid. And on the old one, or the old one should I say, they'd wired it up straight to the battery basically, the live side of the fuse box. So when it shorted, when it failed, it didn't. The only thing that could cut the circuit was it melting the wires. So it done that. That's why everything was, smoking and on fire. But that's all sorted now. New one on there, that works. Plumbed into the right side, all fused up. So so yeah, nice simple layout really. Alternator, big old fan obviously. Here, Mucker loves these because this is a Cosby can. Factory fitted with a switch in the cab. And then basically, it's basically easy start. And you see you've got an old can of easy start in it. Empty, but it's in there. And that goes straight into the inlet manifold there, you see. So you can activate it in the cab when you're minus 30 in Canada or whatever, and it'll help start the engine. We don't need it in this country, but that's what it is. Big stack on her, muffled obviously. Engine intake stack all the way up there for, so it's out the dust. The one behind it, the slimmer one behind it, is for the cab. So, it's ideal when you're in real dusty conditions. It's drawing air in for the engine and the cab from way up above, so hopefully it's cleaner like, It's sitting on big Goodyear super singles. These are 30.5 R32s. Much handier than the duals that is probably fitted with when it was new, because that's what I think that is. That is would have been for a scraper between the front tyres. But for the UK, it's far easier on super singles. Just keeps the width in, so it's not quite. It's not like getting a machine about with duals on, which is a pain round UK roads. So super singles is the way to go. Hence why a lot of stuff in the UK these days is on tracks, because you get the flotation, you get the traction, but you keep your width in. Same as combines. A lot of especially the big combines are all on tracks. Just keep the width down. Still quite a bit of life left in them. I reckon they're at about 50%, give or take. Then we've got the batteries. All new cables on these, and with the isolator, we put the isolator on obviously to help prevent fires, because we've been there and done that, haven't we? So just the fact you can come out and go bang, all the electrics, and I mean all the electrics, apart from these bits here, are isolated then. So you've got twin batteries on it. It's a 12 volt system though. It's not 24, there's no 24 volt on it, it's all 12 volt. So, and then in here you've got your hit articulation point. Quite substantial, but I would say not as substantial as some. I think even the Steigers, obviously they're based on, are a heavier design. But I mean, it's still chunky. I mean, what's that? It's 50 mil, no more than that, 60 mil, something like that. I mean, there's plenty of steel there, but it just does look a little bit open. I don't know, but you know, they definitely put enough steel in them. You've got your valve block here. The electrics, they go, obviously they come in through there, and then they run down to the front for the starter motor and all that. That's your priority valve, so you can adjust that to prioritise steering or hydraulics, whatever you want, or a mix of the both. Now this extra bit down here is actually the rear drawbar. So this goes all the way to the rear of the machine and is where, you know, you draw your implements from, like. And a specific design that it comes to the front section, so that it's pulling, you know, it's pulling from the front section rather than it's pulling from the back and then it's all going through here, but it's actually pulling through to the front section. So just a good sort of stress reducing design in my opinion. At the rear, quite often with Arctics, that's all fuel in there, holds roughly 900 litres. So then round the back we've got 3 services. We've got an added on, I think, possibly, might have been factory fit. That's a truck plug basically. So for obviously powering something, you know, other than a trailer or whatever. Your normal 7-pin plug there. Your swinging drawbar, which is, on this example, they've turned it, you know, they've put the bracket on the bottom. I'm not sure what, well, the only reason I can assume they've done that is that the machine they were, you know, pulling with it at a real low drawbar point. That's the only reason I'm guessing. But I think I'm going to have them bolts out and put it the right way up, as it should be. So you're carrying the weight on the main bit, not carrying it on the bracket, if you know what I mean, carrying it on the bolts. So yeah, we'll spin that the other way. Standard 3-point linkage. I really need to get a frame for it, just to make life easier. This big old thing here is your depth control. So you couldn't get simpler than that. So basically, you just wind that in and out to where you want your arms to stop for depth-wise. That is obviously your locking. You know, you wind that down, it'll lock it in place so it can't, you know, when you're ploughing, you know, it's not going to wind itself in or out. So quite simple. That's the top link bracket. I haven't got an original top link for it. I've got a, you know, a modern one. Not that it matters too much. Twin assistors on it, twin assistor rams. That's about it really. You've got the UK homologation light package on it. Like the US machines wouldn't have this, so you have to have the, you know, triangles, the your lights, your indicators, tail lights and brake lights. Either side they're on sliding bits of box, so you undo that. That slides out so that when you've got jewels on, you know, it's to the outside of your jewels. So that's the idea behind that. Number plate, T-Reg. Actually a decent amount of light on the back actually. You know, 4, yes, halogen lights, but 4 halogen lights, so would have been good in the day. This bit here, on top of your diesel tank, is your diesel, is your fuel gauge. And you can see we're at between 140 and 150 gallon. So again, just simple, nice and simple. That's your filler over there. Up on either corner of the cab, front and rear, we've got these blanking plates. Now I might just have a look in them at some point, just see if there's wiring behind them, because unlike the US machines, that's where your indicators and your flashes is what they use as flashing lights. That's where they have them on there, on the cab roof. UK don't need them, don't want them, because you've got the indicators down here at the back and on the front bit there as well. So you don't have them on the cab, but in the US spec they do. So here we've got the hydraulic tank. It's a pressurised system in these, so that will be under pressure. But that's your hydraulic tank in there. That is about it, really. Nice little bit of Steiger green there. But yeah, there you go. Again, on the front, you got your, I can't do it by hand, but yeah, under your grub screw there, your lock nut, and then you just slide that out to where your outside of your wheels are. Alright, so we're up in the cab now with Del Boy. Del Boy. Your boy. So basically it reeks of America in here. So basically you've got your fake wood veneer. Very nice. All the gauges, so you've got your battery, your alternator volts there, your hours. Look at that. Not many hours there, is there? 3,888. You got your tacho there, so revs, engine water temp, and you've got your engine oil pressure there as well. So, and a few other warning lights there. Got your switches for your lights and everything there. Same this side, wipers, starting aid, like I was saying. That is, I really need to get another one of them for the horn. An on-off button. Oh, that's live. I forgot that's obviously live all the time there. But yeah, that should be. There's one thing I've got to get sorted. It should be up here. That is on. That is the horn. Should be the horn. Also, the only other thing that's not working as should is the indicators. So the indicators should be on there. You've got your wipers and everything. They're on there, and the wash wipe. That all works, but just not the indicators. So the indicators at the minute, as done by like the previous working owners, they're on that. That's your indicators. So it works, but it'd be nice to get it back on the stalk. So there. So this is normally these come with a 10-speed, but this has got the overdrive box in it. So basically, you've got your gear stick down here. Normal sort of double H pattern, so there's your pattern. Reverse is over where sort of 1 normally is, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got a 5-speed normal box, ain't you, Del? Then over here you've got your range change. That one there is your high and low, and that is the extra, the overdrive box, if you will. Not, they didn't all come with that. A lot of them were just 10-speed, but this overdrive box splits the gears again, so it's a 20-speed gearbox. And on 24.5 32 tyres, the maximum speed is 21.8 miles an hour. Now, how that translates to the 30.5s that are on it at the minute, I dare say it goes a bit quicker, because I should think the jewels weren't quite as, such a big diameter. And these, these super singles on here really fill the arches, if you know what I mean. So I dare say it does go quite quick. We'll find out in a minute. That is your throttle there, just a hand throttle. There is no foot throttle. That thing there is a deaccelerator. So when you press that, it just drops the revs. So it's quite different to your normal sort of tractor where you've got normally a foot throttle and a hand throttle. You don't get the foot throttle in this, you get the deaccelerator. So like basically for field work. So you set your revs, come to the headland, press the deaccelerator, you just slow down a bit like as you do the headland. That's what it's for. And then pedals again down there. You've only got the other two, brakes and your clutch over there. So that's all you've got. Your spools and your 3-point linkage. So the nearest one to you there, that is your 3-point linkage up and down, and it's got a float position, which is quite handy. And then you've got your 3 spools, to services out the back. And that is about it. You've got a hydraulically suspended seat, really quite nice. It does It does twiddle as well, so you can twiddle if you want, both ways. Down here by the seat we've got the handbrake. I don't know why that couldn't have been sort of put more in the corner or something, because it's just, you know, using up all that space where you could put a toolbox there or something. But yeah, right in the way. And you don't tend to use it because it's such a small brake, that one. You tend to use the lever here, this one, which is basically attached to the mechanism of the brake pedal down below, so that when you do that, basically that's all it is, just a lever. You lift it up and twist it and it'll stay there, and it just puts the main brakes on, which are a lot more substantial. And I've been told that you don't bother with a little handbrake because it just, you know, it fails after a while. And it's tiny, there's only little tiny pads on it, so you just use that main one there, like, and that is about it. Right, let's take it for a run then. Fire and yell. Right, Del. Bear in mind, first time I've done this, it's not been out on the road, I've not really driven it anywhere, only sort of slowly around the yard lot. Right, we're in 4th at the minute, I'm going to go for 5th. We're in top gear. Woo! Cummins V8, can't beat it. Nice and steady. There, we're cracking on now. That is maximum revs. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Good boy, Dale. Good boy, good boy. Sorry. So that was actually, I thought, oh, what have I done, like? That drive just sort of like, can I have a word? Can I have a word? I thought, bugger, what have I done? Am I dropping oil everywhere or something? It's just a fan. It just happened to be going the other way when he see me, so he just sort of took the opportunity to pull me over. Well, I was turning around here anyway, but yeah, that seemed pretty quick, didn't it, Dale? I'll go with third. Oh yeah. Hold on, Dale boy. Right, we're off. Going for fifth. We're in. Really does seem to crack on. Flashing light works well. Straight out of the 80s. Oh, easing her back. Hopefully nothing's coming. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brakes work. Easy, girl. We're gonna nod. We're gonna nod. Oh, that is that no slip rear diff, which is great in the field, but not so great on the road, because it literally is behaving like a locked diff. I think it needs really a lot of draft on it, on that rear axle, to get the to get it to, you know, to get them to turn at a different speed. So we're going to bounce around here again as well if we're not careful. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's not so good. Well, that was entertaining, to say the least. What do you reckon, Del? You got a bit worried. It's a bit noisy and rocky, isn't it, mate? You're all right, isn't you, Del? Del's all right. I definitely warmed her up a little smidge. sign of any oil leaks on her. Yeah, that was, well, I'm glad I've done it, because like I say, you don't know what these things handle like till you go out and do it. And handled nice. It's just, like I say, it's turning. Just because that no slip rear diff in there, essentially a lock diff. Till you get a load of, you know, you need a lot of weight on the back axle just to make it, you know, behave like a normal differential lock. I don't think many of them were spec like that, were like this one, because I've not seen it before where they, you know, they just, you know, they're locked basically when you're going around yards and stuff. Yeah, but we ain't gonna know till we get it on some draft work, are we? Like, get that big old plough behind it, or something else. So, but again, even then, really, you're not going to be turning with it in the ground, are you? So, we'll see, won't we? Lot, we'll see what happens. But yeah, she is a beast. She is a beast. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little vid, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta.